Hi everyone. So our next rule for differentiating is the product rule, and we use the product rule for guess when we have a product, and this is our u times v. So it's one function times another function, and here I have x squared times sine of x. So when do we know when to use the product rule? If we have a product of two functions and we're being asked to differentiate it. Note the difference between, let's say sine of 3x squared. This is not the product rule. This is a function within a function. This would be the chain rule. The product rule is a function times a function. So x squared times sine of x. That's a common misconception, and make sure you understand both the product rule and the chain rule. And then we're going to do the quotient rule after, which is for when we are dividing. So let's look at this. We need a u and we need a v. So at the side over to the right, I want you to write u equals one of them. Let's say x squared. It actually doesn't matter for the product rule because u times v is the same as v times u, but we may as well stick with the first one as u. And then the second one is sine of x. Don't skip this step. I see many people go straight to the formula, try and sub it in here without doing the calculations at the side, and guess what? It often leads to errors. So take your time. At the side, you let u equal the first one, v equals the second one, and then you differentiate u. You get du dx equals 2x. Then you get dv dx. dv dx equals cos x. Now you're ready to use this formula. We say dy dx equals u times, like you don't have to write out the formula every time, but I'm going to write it down here. U times dv dx plus v times du dx. What is u? U is x squared. dv dx is cos x, so it's x squared cos x plus what is v? Sine x times du dx, which is 2x. Probably best to write it as x squared cos x plus 2x sine x, but that's it, done. Fairly straightforward. Just recognize that it is product rule, and then take your time and apply what you need to do to the formula. I want to do one more example. So here we have f of x equals e to the 2x times 5x plus 3. At the side, what is u? U is e to the 2x, v is 5x plus 3. Now note, you can have a chain rule within a product rule. This is a chain rule. So this is du dx equals e to the 2x times 2. And if you are okay with me doing this, I'm going to do 2e to the 2x. I just want the 2 before. But it's e to the 2x times the derivative of 2x, which is 2. So it's e to the 2x times 2, which is 2e to the 2x. And dv dx is equal to 5. I'm going to write out the formula again just because you don't have it. dy dx is u times dv dx plus v times du dx. U is e to the 2x. dv dx is 5, so times 5. V is 5x plus 3. Make sure you put in a bracket, 5x plus 3. And then du dx is 2e to the 2x. How well do you want to simplify this? Well, look, I'm gonna do something a little bit fancy. I'm going to take out the e to the 2x because there's an e to the 2x in this term and an e to the 2x in this term, and I'm left with a 5 here, and I'm left with 2 times 5x plus 3 here. 2 times 5x plus 3, close the bracket, e to the 2x, e to the 2x times 5 plus 10x, because 2 times 5x is 10x, plus 6, and then finally e to the 2x into 10x plus 11. So 5 plus 6 is 11. Okay, that's the product rule. Look, I didn't have to bring it down to this form, but I liked it. Why not? It's most simplified form. So product rule, as I said, you're given it in the formula booklet. Make sure that it's a product, so it's something times something else, and then U is one of them, V is the other one. Differentiate them, sub them into the formula, and simplify as appropriate. Next lesson is the quotient rule.